Hey darlings, this one is for all my COVID cautious, COVID conscious baddies out there. Right now it is particularly lonely to be the kind of person who is still interested in maintaining protections against the ongoing pandemic. But I want to say that this is the valley. This is the lowest point I think we're going to be at, because this is right after they have dropped all of the protections and people are just eager to go along to get along. I know how isolating it is, and if you're still doing it, thank you. And you're doing the right thing, not just in a moralistic sense, but also for your own health, because we know that repeat infections are going to fuck you up. But another interesting thing that I've been thinking about is this. In this society, we've been taught to form groups based on identity and based on interests, but not so much on values. And if you ask me, values are the single most important basis for any human relationship. Let me give you an example. For me, interpersonal cruelty is probably the worst thing you can do. Like, people make mistakes, people do things that are fucked up all the time. But if you do it on purpose, it's up and stuck. And I'm not like a love and light girly. Like, if you start some shit, then I'm gonna continue some shit, and it is what it is. But anyway, maintaining relationships with people who have those same values makes you feel safer, makes you feel more open, makes you be in a space where you can grow more, because you know that the people around you are at base sharing the same kind of things that you believe in most deeply. And look, when we get together based on just identity, that you don't necessarily share that much with these people other than an identity that you didn't choose. And based on interests, right? We're talking about things like, oh, your favorite sports team or your favorite activity. These are the kind of places where we usually have been taught to make community. But if you don't share values, you're always going to come into trouble. And I feel like a lot of the social rifts that happen are because we have not been building on what is most important to us deeply. Because the rest we can work out. And I think that these COVID conscious communities that are popping up everywhere, I think this is an opportunity to actually do that. I encourage you to find communities that have COVID consciousness as one of their main tenets, because there you're going to find some simpatico on like a lot of different issues, right? Like, you're not going to find a lot of right-wing COVID conscious spaces. And I'm not talking about like right and left as in like the culture war stuff. I'm talking about like the real stuff. Do you actually believe in protecting people or not? Because that's where the real line is. And we're getting a real life, in person, like real deal, real world example of that right now. So join the Discord groups, join the meetups, join the Zooms with other COVID conscious people, because I have the feeling that this is going to become a faction that is really super important going forward.